this experience is amazing. Our guide in Bethlehem was really knowledgeable of the sites while making the explanations clear for all audiences, knew his way around the sites and adjusted logistics properly to avoid as much as possible the larger crowds. For the Jericho portion we went with our driver/guide who was beyond friendly and made the trip even more enjoyable, from sharing fresh baklava to even giving us a small gift to thank our visit. For those worried about safety, going with the tour provided a stronger sense of security since the drivers and guides are locals and they take great care of visitors. You not only learn about the most important sites in history but also get to learn their stories. This was a great tour. Bethlehem guide, Elias, was very informative and really very funny. We learned and saw so much. I was surprised that we were going back to Jerusalem, but it did not take too long. Then we picked up our afternoon guide, Muhammad. I was thrilled because he had been my guide before. Muhammad is a very sincere, kind, and well-mannered individual. He knows a lot of history and can read his group well. He moves the group along in a very polite way. Even though it was a big bus, it wasn't a huge group and the other travelers were amazing. The driver was excellent. Elijah Tours is a very good company. The tour was great. The guides are very knowledgeable and passionate about Bethlehem and Jericho and also provided information about the complex geopolitical dynamics between Israelis and Palestinians. I felt safe with the tour group as a single woman in the West Bank. Ladies, dress conservatively. Anyone touring in the West Bank should bring his or her passport and the paper stay permit card issued by Border/Passport Control at the Ben Gurion Airport. Traveling to and from the West Bank involves checkpoints, and you may be checked for entry back to the Israeli side. Due to the war, the tour was a tour to Bethlehem only. It was nice having a private tour like to the places listed. The Church of the Nativity, the Milk Grotto, and etc. was such a spiritual and amazing experience that I do not think anyone will ever have. I had the place to myself. It was so beautiful. Thank you to Elias for everything. He was so funny, a comedian, informative, chill, an awesome guide. Helped me a lot on this trip. Thank you. I can only imagine what it would have been like if I was able to go to the other two locations. Highly recommend this tour. This is a real tour de force of Christian religious and other historic sites in the West Bank, including Bethlehem, the Judean desert, the River Jordan, and several sites around Jericho. It's a long trip. I left my hotel in Tel Aviv at 5:45 to reach the pickup point on time and got back at 2100 hours, which was much longer than I expected. However, if you're up for an intensive day in a fascinating region, then this is the trip for you. Bethlehem tour guide Elias was a particular star. Everything about this tour was excellent and memorable. The tour guide Elias gave us very good information in a clear and entertaining way for each place we visited. He was very nice and conscientious of the needs for his group, especially for those who had a hard time walking. He provided extra transport for those who can't walk for long distances when going uphill, like in the Church of Nativity area, which we haven't experienced from any other tour guide. The guide was excellent. He gave great information about the sights we saw, was funny and answered all our questions. He shared with us his experiences living as a Christian in Palestine. He is definitely a great representative of the company and Israel. The time allotted for each site was adequate and I didn't feel rushed. It was a long day but a great day. Would totally recommend this tour. The tour guides were fantastic, both in the morning and afternoon. They made it fun but also had a lot of really good information to share. They also knew how to keep the group organized and stay on schedule so that we weren't waiting around too long for the next activity. Highly recommend the tour.